Welcome back to RidgeTop Survival. I'm Coyote. Today we're going to be talking about the Morakniv Kansbol. We're just going to kind of run it through the ringer and let you decide how you feel about it. It comes in at about $35. It's got a variety of sheath options that you're going to be seeing on the screen right about now. And it's just an all-around great knife. It's about 3/4 tang, so it doesn't go all the way to the base of the handle, but the handle is kind of rubberized. It feels good in the hand. You can get a really good grip on it. You're not going to slip if it's wet, anything like that. So let's go ahead and get started and we'll see how it does. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take this knife and a good sized piece of wood. We're going to make a spear out of it. But I'm going to time lapse that so you don't have to sit here and watch me do the entire thing. Now that you've got the idea of what we're doing with this, I'm going to show you how to turn it into a frog gig. Basically what you got to do from here is baton it down the middle and then do the same thing but on the sides. And I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you what comes after that. Alright, when you've got it pronged like this, you're going to want to find a small stick and get down in here right in the middle of it. It needs to be sturdy. Something kind of like that. You just don't want something that's going to break off the first time you spear something. Then you're going to slip that knife right out the side. You're going to find one more piece to put sideways. Break it down a little. You might need to get your knife back in there to spread the teeth out a little. The idea is to get some separation on there, that way you got a bigger surface area if you're trying to gig some frogs with it. It doesn't have to remain 100% intact, as long as you get it down in there real good to where it's going to keep these teeth separated. Something like this is what you're going for. Now you can take your saw and cut this little bit out extra off on the sides, or whatever you'd like to do with it. But if it splits down like this further than your teeth, you should probably wrap some cordage around it just to keep it intact. But I would bet you'd have no problem gigging some frogs with this. Might be a little bit heavy, but you've got the distance you really need. Next up, we're just going to do some simple batoning with it, just so you can see how well it performs that task. This model does have a thinner tip of the knife, but I haven't found that it affects its capabilities at all when it comes to Patani. It's held up really well for me. Now, for some reason this piece of wood started to twist. So we're going to come at it from the other end. Straight through. We'll go ahead and quarter it up one more time. But the back of this knife can really take a beating. Speaking of the back of this knife, it's also ground down so it can strike a ferro rod. We'll go ahead and demonstrate that. Throws a really good spark. You can't really ask much more out of a $35 knife. Does everything you need it to do and then some. That about does it for this video, but since we've beat the hell out of it, I figure we'll go ahead and show you a paper cutting test. Hasn't been sharpened or anything like that throughout this whole video. Slices right through it. It's going to really take the abuse that you give it, and it's going to work when you need it to work. It does everything you need it to do. That's about it for this video. I'm Coyote. This is RidgeTop Survival. Thank you for watching.